Have you noticed Jennifer Aniston's body language resisting Jim Curtis? No one realizes that Jim had set up 3 traps to control her long ago.
Here's a powerful tactic to get your mind to create the reality that you want it to.
Jim wrote in his autobiography, "I can't keep a girlfriend because I get bored. I date a new girl every season." Clearly, Jennifer is just his romantic interest for this season.
To manifest, whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest, you speak to it as though it's already happened.
We want only what we can't have.
Jennifer Aniston is so desperate for love that she has now settled for a man who's admitted to stalking his ex-girlfriend, abandoning his son, and hypnotizing people for a career. Jennifer Aniston's new boyfriend, Jim Curtis, is extremely problematic. So let's get into it. I know we all want Jennifer Aniston to find love someday, but I do not like her new boyfriend, Jim Curtis. As soon as I heard he was a hypnotist, I was concerned. And he must have Jennifer under some kind of spell because now even her close friends are concerned about her new romance. Reports say the two have been spending a lot of time together and her friends are telling her to pump the brakes and really get to know this guy before she hands over her heart. He's been really open about the fact that he struggled to keep a relationship because he gets bored easily. Jim seems like such a F-boy, like a F-boy all grown up into an F-man. But he has a history of intense relationships that didn't end well, and apparently even his ties with his own family are strained. So of course alarm bells are going off for Jen's friends. This guy doesn't even have a relationship with his son, but we'll talk about that in a moment. I want to give you guys some context of who Jim is. Now, he's a hypnotist, a transformational coach, and an author. He states that he was an entrepreneur and an executive at companies like WebMD, Everyday Health, Health Central, and the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. Now, I have to say, I am not a huge believer when it comes to hypnotist or hypnotism. Comment below if you've been hypnotized. I mean, I will try to be open-minded. I'm too much of a control freak. I can never let go that much. But Jim, he's found his footing here. He's been able to get a large following on Instagram, about 500,000. And here's a clip of him explaining a little bit more about his work.
Here's a powerful tactic to get your mind to create the reality that
Wait, is he AI? Why does he look like he's AI?
you want it to. It's called embedded commands. Your mind listens to every word that you say. And when you start to give it...
Why is his mouth moving like this? See, I'm too ADHD. You can't hypnotize me. I'm like focusing on everything else but what you're saying, sir.
Give it embedded commands. It has no choice but to follow what you want it to. For example, instead of saying, "I hope I find love someday."
Oh, Jen, this is it? I'll save you guys the rest. I really don't know what Jennifer sees in him. She must be under his spell because he gives me the creeps. But Jennifer's friends say that she tends to go all in very fast and is very trusting. They're not telling her that she needs to dump him or anything that extreme, but they want her to be cautious. Jen's in a good place. Oh, it actually turns out that Jen had read his book in the past and was familiar with his work, which that is fascinating because his book was really revealing. Because in his book is where you learn that he's a player and he's a cheater, but Jen doesn't care. On Reddit, this article was shared where it looks like Jennifer Aniston's boyfriend, Jim, is moving in because he put up his New York City apartment up for rent for $11,500 a month. So he must have like some of that wellness money. You guys are already cracking the jokes. One person writes, "You are getting very sleepy. On the snap of my finger, you'll move me into your bachelorette pad." Little spells and hypnotist things trying to put Jen under. This comment reads, "Well, I just hope that she's happy and the guy is a good one. She's been through a lot." And Jen has been through a lot. And I think she does manifest that, one and only romance. But I don't think Jim is our guy. And the more and more I see of these two out and about, I'm getting confirmation that he's not. There's some controlling demeanor to him. And even pictures of them together, she doesn't look necessarily happy with him.
Have you noticed Jennifer Aniston's body language resisting Jim Curtis? No one realizes that Jim had set up 3 traps to control her long ago. In every photo of Jennifer and Jim together, Jim's hand is firmly placed on Jennifer, attempting to control her movements, while Jennifer appears stiff, without a trace of a smile, clearly not in a state of being in love. Jennifer had also been following Jim on social media for over 2 years, even liking his posts about love multiple times.
Now let's move on to his book, because we learn a lot about Jim through his books. He has 2, and we learn that he is a deadbeat dad with a teenage son that doesn't want anything to do with him. Actually, a teenage son that's very angry with him. Jim admitted to having issues with the relationship, saying that he can't keep a girlfriend around because he gets bored. He also writes about getting used to seeing a new girl every quarter at one point in his life. As for his son, he writes, I wish I had a better relationship with my son, but he lives with his mother most of the time and he's pissed at me. When discussing his problems with women, he also dissed his sister, writing, my sister is a pain in the ass because she's so high intensity and I can't keep a girlfriend around because I get bored. I don't know why you'd put that in one sentence. Jim also confessed to stalking an ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend on Facebook, which he revealed led him to a spiral into inadequacy and not enoughness. So you are telling me that Jennifer Aniston read that book about his sister, about his son, about his ex-girlfriends, and decided that was a good idea? Now, Jim first gained popularity in the 1990s when he started to work as a hypnotist in front of a live audience. A close source to Jim said that he's a big proponent of past life regression and its healing potential. Oh, maybe I could use a little bit of that. At one point, he was invited on the Maury Show to do a past life regression with Dr. Brian West, who's one of the pioneers of using past life regression as a therapy technique. Then that's when he discovered he was Native American in a past life. Jim's love for spirituality and hypnosis is something that he and Jennifer have in common, but before the pair became a romantic item, they had been friends for years and often moved in the same social circle. So it looks like she's known who Jim has been for a while. Maybe they're like the type of friends are like, you know what, if we don't end up with somebody in 10 years, hit me up. We'll just hang out together.
To manifest, whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest, you speak to it as though it's already happened.
Okay, I like that.
So thank you for this wonderful job that I have dreamed about and prayed for, and with this glorious crew and a joyful experience. Thank you for that.
This comment reads, Jim gets bored, but he's dating Jennifer Aniston. Apparently, he didn't read what Brad Pitt said about her being so boring. All he did was smoke weed all day, every day. I'm sure he'll find out soon enough. Even she looks boring and dated with her washed out look. Now, you guys need to be nice to Jennifer Aniston over here, okay? She's still holding up despite everything.
We've all been trained that we want the exclusive thing. We want to be able to get into the restaurant or the club or the membership that is exclusive. Sometimes that bleeds over into dating, where we want only what we can't have. Whereas the person that is hard to get or is not available or not coming forward and loving us the way that we should be loved, the way that we deserve to be loved, is the right one. Subconsciously we realize that they know something, because if they did know us, then they would not be interested, and therefore we want them. I think that's kind of how a lot of our brains work.
I think that's, subconscious conditioning from childhood, when you haven't had secure attachment as a child and you've been perhaps made to work hard for love. So if a parent made you work hard for love and didn't give you unconditional love, then you've learned from a young age that you need to work hard for love and that somehow you're unlovable.
Since we brought up Brad Pitt smoking weed every day to escape his life with Jennifer Aniston, let me give you guys a reminder of what happened here. Cracks in their marriage became evident in 2005 when the pair announced their split after 7 years together. They said their separation wasn't due to tabloid speculation and that they remained committed and caring friends. But what made their breakup so interesting was that Brad Pitt had a lot more to say about Jennifer. Brad had just wrapped up filming Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where he starred alongside Angelina Jolie, and we all know what happened there. Courtney Cox said that when it came to Brad, I don't think he started an affair physically with Angelina Jolie, but he was attracted to her. There was a connection, and he was honest about that with Jen. Most of the time, when people are attracted to other people, they don't tell. So Courtney's saying at least Brad Pitt told Jennifer Aniston back at home that he's into his co-star. Back in 2004, right before their breakup, Jennifer Aniston, she was going through it because Friends had just ended and she didn't know what to do. I mean, at that point, she had the show for so long, her career was either going to flourish or going to die. A source told People magazine that they gradually lost sight of themselves as individuals, and despite their nice lifestyle and having everything they might want, Brad and Jennifer Aniston were not happy. They lost a sense of self. Not long after their divorce was finalized, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt made their relationship public, and they built a family together until their really messy divorce. One of Hollywood's most contentious breakups, with so many different property disputes, the winery in France, the domestic violence. It's bad.
I don't know how you can have a bombshell secret revealed 17 years after a divorce. That's exactly what happened for these two yesterday. Get ready. Jen, Brad, biggest marriage of all time, way back in the early 2000s. Then all of a sudden, Brad does a little movie called Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Angelina Jolie, and the rumors start to fly. But that's all they were. They were just rumors. Yes, Jen and Brad got divorced, but still just rumors until these secret pictures were snapped on Brad and Angelina's African trip with their new son that they were about to share. And all of a sudden, the reason these pictures came out has been made perfectly clear. This is Jan Wenner. He's the co-founder of Rolling Stone magazine that also happened to own Us Weekly in 2005 when that cover was put out. And he revealed in his memoir that they got a tip where Brad and Angelina were staying and what time it would be best to photograph them on their walk. The tipster, Angelina Jolie herself. Team Jen for life.
We're all rooting for you, Jen. We're really rooting for you, but I don't know if I like this Jim Curtis guy. I would say sleep with an eye open, but at the same time, he's hypnotizing that eye. So there's really not much you can do. But I want to hear what you guys think of this video in the comments below. And which movie star, celebrities, dating history do you want me to dive into next? Because I think it's fascinating. But I want to hear what you guys think, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.